Hi guys, it's Neb and I'm here with
Zeravan.
um ignore my happy intro because today's topic is actually pretty depressing. You want to tell them the topic?
So today's topic is true crime.
Ooh. Wait, this
Ooh.
is so inappropriate. I mean, oh, that's so sad. Oh no.
Yeah. So true
What?
crime has been a pretty popular topic as of lately with the whole Dahmer Netflix
Genre.
series and everything in between, with a lot of people speculating whether it should be as popular as it is or if people should be discussing it at all. So what do you think about how people cover true crime?
Um, what I really hate. Okay, like some people cover the topic like perfectly as they should. But some, have you seen those YouTube videos where people like put on makeup and they talk about people getting murdered? Hate those.
Yeah, I've seen
'Cause-
a couple, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a half-half, I guess. Good side and bad side, as to everything else.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to like I don't have any I like the format of a story and either makeup or like building something or doing something with your hands that would like because it's two in one, it makes the video more interesting than if it
Mm-hmm.
was just either or. But I feel like for a true crime story, it doesn't really fit that way because true crime is often very gory and has to deal with real life people.
Yeah.
If you were to talk about, oh, like
No, I
there was some
agree.
crazy lady in the store, then sure you can do that by putting on makeup. But people who have actually been murdered or might still be grieving, like I feel like it just doesn't fit right, you know?
No, it doesn't. I feel like you have to treat it as a documentary. You have to put like not the actual pictures with the crime scene, but
Of
like
course not.
examples of like, oh, this is what it looked like. Like this is the house where it happened. Like to keep it interesting, visual wise.
Yes, I get that, but on the other hand, for me, this is kind of a big pet peeve is when, not so much as a pet peeve, but kind of a little irk when I'll watch a documentary or a YouTube video where it's often so much more dramatic than it needs to be,
Yeah.
which I feel like kind of takes away from it. Like if I wanna, occasionally I will listen to true crime. Like, of course, not something I won't glorify it and glamorize it because I'm here for simply like to kill time and like indulge in some history, right?
That
But when you
and
have
yeah,
people,
yeah.
sorry to cut you off, but when you have people who are like making it so unnecessarily dramatic as if like it's like a movie or like a cartoon to them instead of like an actual thing, I feel like that kind of,
Yeah.
I don't really like it.
Kind of like dehumanizes the victims in a way.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
but I was gonna say like also like not only to kill time, but it's like a morbid curiosity for humans.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like it's a little more interesting when because all we get to really see on TV is like happy stuff, like Disney movies, all that. And it's sometimes it's like kind of interesting to see like the dark side,
Yes.
because we can't ignore it. Like it happens.
Yeah, most of the times humans are like drawn to the macabre and like the darker stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Okay,
like,
macabre with big words. Okay, I don't. Let me
you
search that up right
know,
now.
because I feel like as humans, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for all of us, but we rarely get to see something like that, you know? Which is
Yeah.
why I think people are so like drawn to true crime and horror movies in general. I'm a big fan of horror movies.
Yeah, I love horror movies.
Mostly psychological horror. I'm not a big fan of like gore because I feel like they use that as like an escape for good story writing sometimes.
Yeah.
But like we're not all gonna witness a murder or like have some big stories, so I feel like people use true crime as like a way into that sort of life to like know how that kind of stuff would work, how it would happen with people and like police and how people actually act when that side of stuff happens.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've had this conversation with myself a couple times where I was like, oh, what would I do if so and so? But I don't actually know because that's never happened to me before. So maybe some people want to see that and be like, oh, in this situation, I would react like this.
Yeah. Like putting yourself in their shoes in a way. But
Hmm.
um I'm gonna like reference another podcast, Violent Community Guidelines. Love you. They also said with true crime, right?
Hmm.
Some people watch and like indulge in true crime so they could protect themselves from like, people that want to like do that stuff to them.
Yeah.
Almost like a self-help kind of. I don't know.
Well, you mean? As in, like, people will watch true crime so that
Yeah,
if that stuff ever happens to them.
like learning about it. Like, oh, this is what they do to like
Oh,
catch the
that's
victims.
actually very interesting.
Yeah. So there's a bit helpfulness with true crime and why people like indulge themselves in that. You know.
Yeah, that is a different perspective that I haven't really thought about before. Especially with being a woman in like today's day and age where you have people hiding air tags in cars and like finding all different ways to know your location and like hurt you and like I've heard so many stories of women being so like scared anytime they're walking alone with someone on the street.
Yeah.
So having that like little like, oh, if this happens, I know what to do. Cause like I even know for a fact after watching like either Criminal Minds or another type of documentary of some sort. Well, I know Criminal Minds isn't the best example, but oftentimes people will be like, "Oh, like look, the person was fighting back." If you are ever in a situation where you're like being taken against your will, you need to fight back. Bite them, scratch them, because then your DNA or their DNA will be on you. Like if you scratch them hard enough, then their blood or their skin cells will be under your nails and hopefully identify them. You know. So
Okay,
I feel like tips
science.
like that can be actually helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And also
yes,
like catching red flags before it happens. Real bad.
definitely.
Okay, do you have any what's like your favorite, not favorite, but like one true crime story that like bugs you or like you like learning
Oh,
about?
I saw one the other day. It was a while ago. Cause I was in the mood. I was like, you know what? I want to watch some true crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly remember it, but it was some lady about how I think she killed her husband and her family, right? I
Yeah.
think she ate them as well. Like she cooked them into food and stuff.
Oh,
So I was like, honestly, go off, sis. But I think it was because like her husband was abusive or something.
oh wait, I think I've heard about this one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that I think that was probably one of my favorites. I don't really remember because I have like a horrible
Um,
memory, but
Question, if you remember, was this like in the olden days or is this like a recent one?
no, I'm pretty sure it was older.
Okay, then yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that one. I mean, oh no. But also, I don't know, I feel like she kind of went insane because like people back then were just like kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, I
No
mean, it wasn't the
distractions, no
best.
nothing.
It wasn't the best. Like, first, especially if you have an abusive relationship, that
Yeah,
alone puts you in such like a different state of mind where like none of your thoughts are like you're not thinking correct. You're not thinking properly.
yeah,
So that coupled with like if she ever had any like diseases or whatever, because you know back in the days like it wasn't always as clean as it is now and stuff, and they didn't have medications for normal stuff. So who really knows? What about you? What's your favorite true crime story?
um, honestly, I like anything, you know the Cecil Hotel, right, in Los Angeles? We should definitely go
Mm-hmm.
there one day. I like anything like that revolves around that, especially the Elisa Lam case.
Mm.
It's ugh, girl, if you've seen the video,
I don't think I
girl.
have. Do you wanna like tell me a quick like little story about it, or like
Um,
a rundown?
it's kind of famous. Like this girl walks into an elevator. She's acting all weird.
Oh yes, yes, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. Where like
Yeah,
they
she's
find
like
her body in a water
yeah,
cooler or the
yeah.
things at the top. Yeah, I remember that.
Like in the video, like the thing that creeps me out the most is like her like doing like signals with her hands, like almost like witchy vibes, you know? Like she's like spasming. Like, I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, I heard. I was watching it at the time. It was like a lot of people were wondering like, what is this? Like, what is she doing? Because like no one could really get like a grasp on what was actually happening in the video,
Yeah.
and like the from everything from like just like the way she like moves is very like um kind of disarming. It's like very creepy and
Yeah.
unsettling.
Almost like she's kind of like possessed or like being controlled.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't even believe in that stuff, but like it does look like that.
Yeah. I feel like oftentimes with true crime, though, people will always be like, oh my God, like, I feel like true crime and like demonics kind of intertwine often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I just kind of see that from what I've seen, where it's always like, was she possessed? Or is this lady gone a little too far? You know, it's like very. Because, of course, they want to draw you in and they want to keep you coming back with the thought of, how did this happen? Like they want to draw you in as much as they can, get like as much watch time out of
Yeah.
you as possible before they actually reveal what happened if they do know at all. So it's always now she was a good Christian woman. but could she have turned to Satan? Very
Yeah,
like
I hate
trying
it
to
when they
like
go that route.
yeah, which is kind of crazy because Satanists don't even believe in Satan.
Yeah. Girl,
Yeah, I would
how would you know
go ahead.
that? Are you a Satanist?
Next question. No, I'm kidding.
No, but like, okay, honestly, I have a theory for the Elisa Lam thingy,
Yeah.
and honestly, my theory makes sense to me 100%. So, Cecil Hotel is in Skid Row, like the poorest side of Los Angeles, right? Full of homeless people, full of like drug addicts, right?
Mm,
Girl, I'm not saying all homeless people are drug addicts, but over there it's like really bad.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it explains like the spasms. I feel like she was given drugs, like
That could
honestly,
actually it would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
and she was like seeing hallucinations, and she was like a sweet college girl, and if that was her first time, then that would have like definitely fucked her up, you know?
Yes,
That's
yeah.
my
That
theory.
actually makes a lot of sense, especially because on the streets of like with homeless people, it could be. But I feel like wouldn't they have discovered that in her blood after they like tested her?
She was found in water. I don't know if you could salvage that back. And she was there for a really long time. I don't know.
Yeah.
She was
What
found
is
in
it
like,
called? Like I don't know. Like if humans stay in water for too long after they're dead, then they get like all bloated and stuff.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, like I heard she was also like cut up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea. Girl.
We should probably put a trigger warning at the beginning of this episode.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning: drugs, murder. I mean, you're watching a podcast about true crime, so I feel like it kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of
Common
warranted.
sense. Girl, we're not gonna talk about
No.
tax invasion. What is this?
Can you imagine?
Girl, we
But
ate.
yeah.
Okay. Is that all we're gonna talk about?
I don't. I'm trying to think if we have anything else that we could possibly talk about along the lines of true crime.
Or you wanna talk
Oh,
about Dahmer since you have so much to rant about that?
yes, really quickly. If
Okay, Dahmer.
I
Oh,
doubt that,
God.
like, they're okay. I'm currently very sick, and just talking so much is hurting my throat. So let me take a quick sip.
Oh,
Let me tell you right now, to all two people listening to this, if you had the audacity to do a Dahmer cosplay, you can't see it, but I'm doing air quotes. I need you to go to jail.
jail.
I know I've told you about this, but I was on TikTok once, and I saw somebody say, if you don't like Jeffrey Dahmer, you're homophobic.
Oh,
The
girl.
man murdered and ate people, and you're gonna tell me that I'm homophobic because I dislike him? No, sweetie, you need to not. And
Girl.
this is
You
why
actually say
I,
that?
yes,
Ain't no way.
Netflix kind of, because everyone's like, I guess people don't see Jeffrey Dahmer and the people who he actually hurt and whose families are still out there grieving. And like, imagine this: imagine your son died by a murderer, and you have people online cosplaying him, saying that he looks attractive, saying, "Oh my God, yes, Zaddy Dahmer." Like, no.
Yeah.
Imagine like how much that would actually mess you up.
Girl, especially since it's more a recent, like people think the Dahmer case is like really old, but it's actually really,
It's
really,
not
really recent. Some of the families are still struggling. Like,
exactly like it takes us such a long amount of time to get over someone, and imagine just as you're getting over their death, this Netflix show comes out,
yeah, and
and we all
exactly.
know damn
And around
well.
Halloween too, you see some bitch walking around your house with a Dahmer costume. Girl, how fucked up
Yeah.
is
Oh my
how
God,
fucked
I completely forgot about the fact. Oh, imagine, like you can dress up as Eddie Munson and do the like cringy devil horn thing and dance to Wednesday all you want, but when it comes to real life people and the people who are still actively hurting,
yeah.
that's not okay.
Also, there's like so many other like costumes you could have picked.
You literally could have gone as like, you could have gone
Ghostface.
as like, yeah, you could have gone in as a murder victim.
You're not a
If you
murder
want to be all
victim.
like, I mean, like it's better than dressing up as an actual murderer or dress up as what's the guy from Halloween?
Michael Myers.
Him. Dress up as Michael Myers.
You're not him. You don't know his
Or if you
pronouns.
want to, or if you want to eat someone, dress up as a zombie.
Girl, they need to watch Dragula if they want some creativity, because this is not it.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Girl, we know. Yes,
Anyway,
choking.
okay, I think we should end this podcast here before my throat decides to jump out of my body.
Girl, yeah, you're gonna die. Okay,
Okay.
bye everyone.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope to see you guys back here soon.
You better work.
I hope you enjoyed. Give us more topics to talk about, and we'll see you later. Bye. Oh my god.
Why was that better than our action, like our first quote unquote podcast?
Girl, we ate that. Oh my god, I'm dying.
I felt more comfortable during that. Bye.
Okay, get your flop ass back to Discord.
No, stop it.
I bet it's still being recorded.
Oh wait, we're hopping back